AskReddit by Yumtuck. What food have you never tasted that you really want to try? I don't think I've ever had beef Wellington and it looks delicious. Chef Ramsay has become Chef Gusto from Ratatouille because he now has a line of frozen foods. One of which is Wellington bites or some such thing. I can't stand mushrooms, so I have been able to bring myself to try it. Wagyu steak. It's 100% worth it. I used to live in Tokyo and had Wagyu at a great restaurant which I think I was keeping afloat by eating Wagyu. They closed shortly after I left. When it is good, it's like a different kind of meat. It's not like beef. It took years before I could enjoy a steak back home. Tender and can be cooked medium to melt all the marbled fat. I usually would go rare on other types. When I see Wagyu burgers it makes me think it's just a crime. Just because it's fatty meat, don't throw it in a burger. Okonomiyaki. You should. It's so yummy. Pho soup from Vietnam. Saw it praised so often here on Reddit. It's like a bowl full of hug. If I'm sick or otherwise messed up, nothing makes me feel more loved than when someone brings me PH. Durian. Yes. I'm fascinated by durian and I think I'd like it, just never had the opportunity to try it. Tacos. What I wouldn't give for a big mess of tacos. Gumbo. Gumbo isn't that hard to make. The only tough part is the roux. That shit will burn if you don't pay attention. Next Thanksgiving make sure you have leftover turkey and follow Emerald's turkey and we gumbo recipe. Steak. I wanna see what all the hype is about. There are different grades of steak. You'll want to do research on it and ask for several friends' recommendations. That being said, a good T-bone is a good starter steak. Fufu. Love fufu. So good with a Ghanaian peanut stew. Caviar. Sushi. So good. Turkish delight. Edmund was not thinking straight because of wartime rationing, I think. Turkish delight is not tasty enough to betray your family over. Lobster. I've had lobster at a cruise ship once and I found it to be pretty underwhelming. It reminded me of shrimp but way less flavorful and with a worse texture. I don't think it was poorly made considering it was at a restaurant of a well-reputed cruise line, and every other dish we had there was amazing. Might be just my taste, though. Pierogi. Little pockets of potato cheese heaven. Gnocchi. I've never eaten a pickled egg. I don't mind pickled things in general, I've just never had an egg. I was the same once. I enjoy pickled food in general, cucumbers, cabbage, onions etc. And then I tried a pickled egg. It was less than pleasant. Wish I could go back to those old days, the life of pickled egg innocence. Employment security. It hits pretty good NGL. Love and baked mac and cheese. I grew up eating only Mexican food. I wish we could have traded places. I love Mexican food. Fugu. I had it on a trip to Osaka last year. It's definitely a novelty food, not something I'd necessarily have again, but it was nice to try. The texture is slightly different that other sashimi I've had and it had a nice little sauce to dip. If you ever have the chance, go for it. A nice authentic poutine. I have never tried duck but I hear good things about it. I've had it. It's like dark meat turkey. Bacon. Baked Alaska. Indian food. I tried it for the first time yesterday and it was one of the best meals I've ever had. Chicken tikka masala, lamb curry, samosas, rice, and garlic naan. OMG, it was all divine. Ambrosia. Like, would it taste like immortality, or omnipotence, or would it be better than sex?